Yikes, Donald Trump getting booed after the Republican primary in South Carolina. So Darline Graham, Lindsey Graham's sister, went on to win that primary. Ralph Norman, who was the challenger, who, horrible human, at least knows where Taiwan is on the map, unlike Darline Graham. Well, Ralph Norman gave his concession speech, and in it, he mentioned Donald Trump's name, and the crowd started to boo right away when Ralph Norman talked about Donald Trump for reasons that Ralph Norman says are unclear, other than because of Lindsey Graham and just blind allegiance to Donald Trump, endorsed Darline. Watch the crowd boo Donald Trump. Play this clip.
But the president got involved. He has that right. That's his prerogative. As I told,
And then in Darline Graham's victory speech for the South Carolina Senate seat, Darline Graham said, government-run healthcare, what a terrible idea. She's like, my parents never had government-run healthcare. My parents didn't have any ability to have good working conditions. And look how great their lives are, Darline says. My mom died when I was 11. My dad died just a year later. You see how good they had it without government-run healthcare? You see their deaths, everybody? What? Here, play this clip.
No person in South Carolina has pushed harder for the absolutely terrible idea of turning confused little boys into little girls and vice versa than Annie Andrews. Gun control, government-run health care, abortion until the moment of birth. Bad idea after bad idea. Annie Andrews backs them all. I have a different background and vision for our state. I'm a hard worker with a servant's heart. I grew up in the back of a bar and liquor store in one room in central South Carolina. My parents worked long, hard hours to make ends meet. We didn't take vacations. If they were sick, they had to get up and go to work because the doors weren't open. We weren't making money. My mother passed away when I was 11 and my father just over a year later. For the past 30 years, I've worked hard for the people of South Carolina, and for the past 7 years, I've led a state agency. And I understand the struggles facing South Carolina families because I've faced them too.
And when you think about South Carolina, I think about Donald Trump's deranged speech that he gave in Myrtle Beach. In that small gymnasium, there was like 300 people, maybe slightly more, but the Trump regime tried to act like they were giving a big speech in South Carolina. It was like in a little tiny half gym. And there was a person wearing a shirt that says, kill your local pedo. And he started to speak out against Donald Trump during Trump's speech. And the Trump supporters were giving this guy the middle finger, like, as though they were demonstrating that they didn't like that message, kill your local pedo. Here, play this clip.
We're going to reach, the person presents it. Neutral commentator for a change. I like neutral commentator.
You were supposed to trade this
I see. You're going to beat your
You sold us out to Jews and Israel.
Well,
you sold us out. You sold us out.
Then I'm not sure if you've seen this, but Patriot Takes unearthed some of the footage before that event in that tiny gym took place in South Carolina, where the Secret Service spoke to the individual about the meaning of his shirt, saying, kill your local pedo. Here, play this clip.
Okay.
How you guys doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm all right. Stephen Williams, Secret Service. Nice to meet you. So I wanted to ask you, what does your shirt mean?
That exactly.
Okay.
I mean, it's just freedom of speech, brother.
Okay.
I'm just practicing my First Amendment.
Okay. Does that mean something more than what I see right here?
It means, you can't interpret it any other way, my man. It's just a shirt that says what it says.
Okay. All right. Do you mind if I see you guys' IDs real quick? I apologize.
I don't have my ID. It's in the car.
Okay. Gotcha. Can I see
But
your
we
ID?
just gave them all our
I'd rather not. I just gave it to them, so there's no point.
Okay. Well, I'll get it from there.
Okay.
You guys live around here, Myrtle Beach?
We're
Sure.
local.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. You guys take care. Have a safe night.
You know, I just think about Darline Graham, how unqualified she is, but the perfect manifestation of a MAGA candidate, doesn't care about anything other than blind allegiance to Donald Trump. And here was her speech right before Election Day, where Darline Graham told CBS, after touring the entire state, she goes, not one person cares about Taiwan at all. Not one person that I speak cares about it. Yeah. They're not the senator, number one. But number two, you know what, Darline? You know what, Darline? You know the reason that prices are so expensive? You know the reason why America's lives, or one of the main reasons it's being harmed so much? It's because Donald Trump's conduct internationally. Yeah, believe it or not, the United States trades with other countries. So when Trump launches trade wars against the world, or he launches catastrophic wars against Iran, let me give you a little economics lesson, Darline. Supply and demand. When you blow things up, you know what happens? There are less things. So there's less supply. And so things get more expensive. And when you alienate and isolate all of your allies, guess what happens? They don't want to trade with you. So you want to maybe understand why our farmers, our manufacturing base, and so many other professions here in South Carolina, hospitality also, but why so many jobs are suffering. It's because Donald Trump has isolated, alienated, and turned the United States into the laughingstock in the entire world. But go ahead, Darline, tell us what you don't know about Taiwan. Let's play this clip.
Last week, I've gone around this entire state talking to as many people as I possibly can. And you know how many of them brought up Taiwan or national security? Not one. They're talking about the rising cost of health care and affordability. So that's what's important to me.
Notably, though, Reed, when I asked her later if there was some kind of legislation or specific proposal that she would put forth to deal with the concerns about affordability, she wouldn't give us an answer and only said, we'll see about that when I get there. Thing is, she's already there. She's the appointed senator, and she has been for about 6 weeks.
And by the way, I feel like I've played too many Darline clips right there. Can I show you Dr. Annie Andrews, the Democratic candidate for that Senate seat? She recently spoke with Scott McFarland, head of the MeidasTouch Washington, D.C. Bureau. Here's what she had to say.
But I'm wondering, what did you think when you heard Darline Graham's response to a question about national security at that debate?
You know, it's just one of those moments I'll probably never forget. That was shocking. That was the debate gaffe of all debate gaffes. But it didn't surprise me because she is not ready for prime time. She isn't ready for this role. She was appointed to fulfill her late brother's term. And I think that was fine. But her decision to run for a full U.S. Senate term just blows my mind. She isn't ready for this. She isn't trained for this. She clearly wasn't even prepared to step on that debate stage. I don't know why her team let her do that. What I'm worried about now, though, is that her team won't let her debate me. And I know that South Carolina voters deserve an opportunity to hear side by side, face to face from the two nominees in the general election. And I hope that they allow her to do that because people need to hear from who their choices are. But yeah, it was a shocking moment for everyone here in South Carolina, just like it was for everyone in the country.
And here's another clip right here of Dr. Annie Andrews, who's the Democratic candidate. You can compare and contrast for yourself. Let's play it.
So, you know, unlike Darline, who's going to spend the evening with Donald Trump, I'm going to spend the day with South Carolinians whose votes I am trying to earn on November 3rd. And since June 10th, I've been in full general election mode, talking to the general electorate. So not just Democrats, but Republicans and independents about my plans for the future of South Carolina, about how I want to address our cost of living emergency, how I want to fix our broken healthcare system. And all I've seen and heard from Darline and Ralph over the past few weeks is a race to the right, pledging allegiance to Donald Trump, offering no new solutions or plans. Sometimes they offer slogans. Sometimes they actually forget their slogans. That seems to be what happened on the debate stage. So unlike them, I'm talking to real South Carolinians about practical plans to address the problems they've been talking to me about for over a year.
So compare and contrast what I just showed you there to Darline Graham's recent speech at that event where the guy had the shirt about the local pedos. And Darline Graham's like, to me, gun control is how steady you hold your weapon. Ha 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 ha. It's not funny. It's not funny. Look, we understand that there's a Second Amendment, right? But responsible gun owners that I know will say there's common sense steps that we can take to try to keep semi-automatic weapons away from schools, to keep semi-automatic weapons away from children, and to reduce mass shootings. So I guess that's in your deranged world where it doesn't matter what other countries exist in the world. Like, that's a funny talking point. My view of gun control is, can you steady your weapon? But let's just be grown-ups. I don't understand this love of ignorance and this love of violence and this love of mass shootings and whatever the hell this is. I don't care what political party you're from. It's sickening to me. Here, play this clip.
To me, gun control is how steady you hold your weapon.
And just to show you the different treatment on state regime media Fox, here's how Hannity dealt with AOC, who gave a pretty comprehensive answer when she was traveling abroad about Taiwan. But of course, Hannity was like mocking AOC, who had an answer on Taiwan, versus Darline Graham. Play this clip.
Wow. Even worse than Hillary, though, radical squad leader AOC simply could not answer basic questions about global affairs. This is about, so this issue of Taiwan came up last night, and I know people have made a big deal about it. And I'm like, I wonder how many people around the country, if I gave them a map, could pick out Taiwan. I don't think many, and not just the whole country, never mind South Carolina.
And then finally, you have Darline Graham saying the following: I just want to let everybody know that I stand with Donald Trump on everything, and I support him with everything. And even though things are more expensive right now, I support Donald Trump on everything. He's the greatest. Here, play this clip.
I stand with President Trump. You know, national security is most important. We have to protect our nation. I realize that the price of gas is a little high right now, but I think President Trump is going to get us through this, and the price of gas will eventually come down. So I'm just going to support him, and I believe in him when it comes to dealing with Iran.
So there you have it, folks. Let me know what you think there. Ralph Norman's speech, Trump getting booed, Darline Graham's victory. She doesn't know where Taiwan is, but that's the Republican Party for you right now, eh? Hit subscribe. Let's get to 7 million. Thanks for watching, everybody. We appreciate you.
Before you go, our book, WTF America, is available for pre-order now. It's the story of how we got here and how we fight our way back. To pre-order, scan the QR code or click the link in the description. Let's do this.